إذا نتذكر سوا قلنا إحنا we are interested in more than one random variable. What do we mean by more than one random variable? Last lecture يعني أخذنا بشكل موسع. اليوم just let's review it. قلنا when you have a certain experiment and you are generating sample space, and from the sample space you are trying to look at two different quantities, the behavior of two different quantities with each other. So you define two random variables, x and y, okay, and you start doing a mapping, okay, from the sample space to the two-dimensional plane, okay, two-dimensional. You get from, let's say, epsilon here, you get a point here which is represented as such, x of epsilon, okay, the value of this random variable for this epsilon, and the value of the second random variable for this epsilon as a pair. So what you are really doing, let's call this mapping Z mapping, or in general Z transformation, where Z اللي هو عبارة عن X and Y random variable. Then actually two random variables, when you have two random variables, what you are doing, Z, what is doing Z, it maps epsilon, okay, to the two-dimensional line, okay. So this is what does it do. While when we were having a one random variable, let's say X itself alone, it maps from epsilon to the real line R, one-dimensional. And here you can write one if you like. So this is the only difference. And to characterize the behavior of the two random variables, or more of course, together, we need to look at the probability distribution. So we define joint, last time joint, cumulative distribution function, وعرفنا كمان joint BDF. الجوينت كان ايش؟ انه you are looking, let's say اذا بتذكري مثلا لو كنا بنعمل سلكت لطالب، وهذا الطالب بنطلع على الويت والهايت، الوزن والطول، وبنحاول نطلع على البروبابيلتيز في هذا الصف. فاذا لو قلت انت probability of x less than certain x node, let's say, and هاي الكوما and or intersection y less than y node، اوكي. قلنا هذا لو بدنا نرسمه بالرسم، let's say this is x, this is y, choose different current. So let's suppose this is x node, value of x, the random variable, and this is y node. When you are saying the intersection between x node and y node, x less than x node and y node, so this is the x less than x node, these the values. While if you want to plot the line when y less than y node, this is the area we are trying to shade, of course this one as well. So the intersection between the two, or the event which corresponds the two random variable, the intersection will be this one. This one. This area, okay? In the black. Okay? And this we call it the joint CDF. This one we call it the joint CDF. And then the intersection between x less than x node, y less than y node. وقلنا يا جماعة بنقدر انه نعمل احنا زي ما عرفنا اللي هو الاكس اللي هو الجوينت بي دي اف جوينت سي دي اف. اوكي، قدرنا نعرف ايش اسمه مارجنال سي دي اف. المارجنال قلنا when you are looking for a one random variable. اذا هذا الجوينت سي دي اف كلها we can represent it as such if x of y, sorry, capital x and y, x and y here اللي هو نفسه اللي كتبناه قبل شوي اللي probability of x less than certain x node of course and y less than y node of course. So this is the joint CDF. وقلنا هل can we get the marginal يعني I'm looking just for one random variable, let's say for x, can I get if x, yeah, the probability of x less than x small. قلنا yes, we can get the marginal, or of course you can argue if you need fy as well, you can do it. قلنا we can do that by marginalizing the effect of y, just by letting y equal infinity. So to get this one, you just substitute here, or you can just say like this, if x, y, from the CDF, you can just write x and take arbitrary value of y, all possible y. So from infinity to minus infinity. And for this one, you can, from the joint PDF, you can do as such as well. الx خليها من minus infinity to infinity, and you preserve the y. So this is why how to generate the marginal CDF. And قلنا the reverse way we cannot do it. If you have the marginals, you cannot get the joint PDF or CDF. Okay. وعرفنا كمان انه for two random variables to be independent لازم الجوينت بي دي اف اقدر افكه الى multiplication of marginal CDF. ونفس الشيء كمان بالنسبه للبي دي اف، هيك شكله البي دي اف. اذا قدرت افكه برضه واحده منهم يعني نفس الشيء الى marginal multiplication of marginal PDF, then I can say that the two random variables x and y they are independent. المره اللي فاتت اشتغلنا على discrete random variable or distributions. اليوم حنطلع على اللي هو الكونتينوس. فاذا نطلع على some properties of the continuous، نطلع على some properties of the continuous of the joint PDF. طبعا for sure exactly as we were doing in one random variable, the PDF has to be positive, non-negative. Okay, and the overall volume, this is not area, double integration, you are looking for the volume. Okay, because you are plotting in x and y, and f will be in the third dimension, z. Okay, toward you. So this is the volume under the curve should equal to 1. This is the another condition. Then those two conditions usually we use them to test a joint CD or PDF to be valid PDF. So remember, كلمة joint when you have more than one random variable. When you are saying marginal, just you are describing single random variable. Okay. Now, if you are looking for a confined interval, let's say you are looking what is the probability, okay, of the outcomes to fall between x1 and x2. This is x2. And to be confined between y1 and y2. So this is the area you are looking for. This is the area you are looking for. Just you need to integrate under the curve اللي هو الجوينت CDF sorry joint PDF from x1 to x2 double integral from y1 to y2. هذا إذا كان عندك square area. هذا special case when you have a square area. But when you have a irregular, let's say irregular area, so you have to integrate over this area. So this is in general. If you need to integrate over irregular, not regular area, this is regular area, square. So easily you can just put the limits of the integrals. And إذا عندك general irregular area, you have to integrate over such area. Okay? هذا شفناه المرة اللي فاتت. طيب لو أنا بدي new share، يعني هون لو نطلع على البروبرتيز بشكل عام، البروبرتيز اللي هم of the joint densities. اوكي، قلنا انه الجوينت PDF should be positive، وقلنا انه the volume under the curve joint curve هذا from minus infinity to infinity should equal to 1, sum to 1. اوكي، وهذول property 1 and 2 may be used as sufficient test to determine if some function can be a valid density function. إذا هذا 1 and 2 you use them to test whether the joint PDF is a valid PDF. الخاصية الثالثة إنه الcumulative distribution function الjoint CDF، هذا الjoint CDF you can write it in such way. إذا this is one how you describe this one. Probability of x less than x small if you like, and y less than y small, and you close the parentheses. So this is just integral from minus infinity to x, and from minus infinity to y you take the integral with respect to x and y. In the same way, if you need to find the joint or sorry the marginal، هذا المارجنال CDF، قلنا what you do, you let y to go from minus infinity to infinity, so you obtain this integral. إذا هي هون طلعوا هذا البارت. What is doing this part؟ هذا شو بتتوقع بيعطيك هذا البارت؟ انت you take the integral with respect to y or epsilon 2. اوكي، هذا شو بتتوقع يعطيك؟ بتتوقع يعطيك اللي هو المارجنال PDF of x, because you are letting y to run from minus infinity to infinity, so you got the marginal PDF. Now integrating this marginal PDF from minus infinity to x, certain value x، هذا حيعطيك ايش؟ المارجنال C or marginal CDF of course. Again, how to understand how to move from joint to the marginal distributions. قلنا المارginal distribution describe the statistical behavior, okay, or the probability distribution of single random variable, while the joint CDF describe the distribution or probabilistic distribution of the two random variables joined together. So هي عرفنا هنا الجوينت CDF. هون how to extract the marginal CDF. It's so easy. إذا أنت بدك الجوينت CDF، أو قبل ما نيجي على خلينا نطلع هذا. هي عندي هنا الجوينت PDF. How to get the marginal PDF of x? Just integrate with respect to y from minus infinity to infinity. So you get the marginal PDF of x. Type. What about y? If you need the marginal PDF of y, you just integrate with respect to x. You marginalize the effect of x from minus infinity to infinity. You average over all possible x. This is what we mean. So you get the marginal PDF. طيب احنا بنعرف لو انا جيت عملت integral لy مثلا من minus infinity إلى certain value y and take the derivative. حطه هنا من الشمال لليمين and take the derivative. What you will get here? You will get f الjoint sorry you will get the marginal CDF of y. وهذا اللي بنحكي فيه هون. هي you get the marginal CDF of y. So this is the marginal CDF of y. Okay, hopefully it's clear. نعم هنا إذا أنت زي ما قلت قبل شوي بالمثال إذا أنت you are looking for the probability that x to fall between x1 and x2 and y to fall between y1 and y2, then you just take the integral of the corresponding PDF, joint PDF. Okay. هذا اللي هو نطلع عليه بصورة أكثر إذا بدكم الجوينت. طلعوا هون لما نطلع عليه بصورة أكثر. هلا هون كل هذا شو بسميه هذا؟ المارجنال CDF cumulative distribution function where you are looking for the probability of x هي x طلع الرسمي هذا ال x in general less than certain x value. So this is the shaded plot, okay? The shaded plot. Look at what you are doing here. You are just taking, this is y, taking y from infinity, from minus infinity to infinity. Hey, you take the integral of the joint PDF from over y from minus infinity to infinity. So you marginalize the effect of y and you will get the only distribution of x. وقلنا هون إذا بدك الjoint PDF or marginal PDF طبعا هو احنا أخذنا المرة اللي فاتت إنه الديريفاتيف of الجوين الكوميوليتيف بيعطينا البي دي اف. فإذا أنت لو اشتقيت هذا حتاخذ المارجنال بي دي اف. طيب ناخذ اكزامبل بسيط. اكزامبل سريع. اكزامبل أن let B be a positive constant. We wish to test the following function to see if it can be a valid probability density function. We need هذا عندنا هذا بي دي اف ومعرفة x من 0 إلى 2 ومعرفة y من 0 إلى باي على 2 و the value of the PDF joint PDF of course 0 outside this interval. We need to test whether this PDF is joint PDF of course is a valid or not. قلنا to test the PDF if it is a valid distribution or not. These are the two conditions we have or properties we have to verify them. Let's go back to the example. إذا أول شيء let's verify the positive. Okay, أول شيء let's verify that g of x and y is positive evaluated function. Is it? Let's see. Let's take the first part هذا. طبعا b is positive. b sorry b قلنا إنها positive. هي هون بقولنا b is constant positive. طيب البارت الثاني e minus x لاحظ انها x معرفه من 2 الى 0. لو عوضت الاكستريم فاليوز 2 او 0 حتلاحظ انه هذا e minus x also is positive greater than 0. ونفس الشيء لو اخذت الكوساين y معرف من 0 الى باي على 2 y حتلاحظ انه برضه is positive evaluated function. فoverall this one verified. اذا the total or the function the joint PDF is a valid positive function. هي اول condition. الكونديشن الثاني we need to look at إذا we verify that it is a valid positive function. اثنين, we need to look at 2. We need to verify that the volume under this function dy equal 1. We need to test that. Okay, so x, if you like, you take, or you can take x from 0 to 2, of course. It should be minus infinity to infinity, but it is non-zero in this interval, and this is 0 to pi over 2, just integral, double integral. Let's see how to evaluate it if you like. Then the function is, let's take p outside, e minus x. Let's take the integral with respect to cosine y dy. إذا هذا dy dx. الواي قلنا من 0 إلى باي 2، والإكس still من 0 إلى 2. Let's evaluate the first integral. طبعا الفانكشن لما يكون positive, الدبل integral يعني you can evaluate any one of them, the first one to be. يعني it's up to you. You can evaluate with respect to y or with respect to x. So let's do it for x. إذا هذا صار لنا من 0 إلى 2 b e minus x، والانتجرال تاع الكوساين اللي هو الساين، فعلى طول ناخذ ساين باي اوفر 2 ناقص ساين 0. كم ساين الصفر؟ 0. ساين باي اوفر 2 1. إذا هذا يساوي b، طبعا هو كونستانت، من 0 إلى 2 e minus x dx. اوكي، تكامل هذا b e minus x من 2 إلى 0، لأنه بيطلع عندي ماينس e minus x، فبقلبه وبرتاح من الماينس، فبصير عندي يساوي b في e 0 1 ماينس e الماينس 2. هذا لازم يساوي 1 for the function to be valid. إذا كم لازم تساوي b؟ إذا b تساوي, for this function to be a valid joint PDF, b should equal 1 over 1 minus e minus 2. This is how to show that the function is a valid joint PDF. You have to first verify it's a positive evaluated function, then over the interval, given interval of course, and you need to show that the double integral of this function or the volume of this function under the curve of this function should equal sum to 1. Let's go back to the class notes. Let's start with this example. طبعا اذكركم بالconditional density function اذا بتذكرون المره اللي فاتت. الconditional exactly as we were doing the conditional probability. If you need the joint or the conditional. اذا عندنا صار يا جماعه 3 انواع من البي دي افس. الواحد اول واحد بنسميه المارجنال اذا كان عندي سنجل بي دي اف. اوكي، الجوينت اذا كان عندي 2 بي دي افs، والكونديشنال بي دي اف لما يكون عندي conditioning on 2 random variables. هذا النوع الثالث من البي دي افs. اوكي، والمره اللي فاتت شفنا كيف علاقته، اليوم نحل عليه. Let x and y be continuous random variables with joint PDF. This is the joint PDF of x and y, where x non-zero over this interval and y non-zero over this interval. If you need to plot it, okay, this is the region where x from 0 to 2 and y from 2 to 4. Okay, first find the marginal BDFs. Then the first question, find the marginal BDFs fx and fy. اوكي كلنا شو بنعمل حتى نوجد المارجنال BDF؟ we marginalize the effect of, let's say, y. يعني هون إذا بدي fx of x الجوينت المارجنال BDF of x, you just integrate the joint BDF over all possible y's. all possible y's. طبعا الy هي non zero او BDF هذا non zero over y from 2 to 4. Then the integral will be from 2 to 4 because outside this interval the joint BDF is 0. So you just evaluate this integral with respect to y. It's straightforward integral. You can do it easily if you like, and you will get, this is the marginal BDF of x. So this is the marginal BDF of x, and of course x from 0 to 2. Similarly, if you need the marginal BDF of y, you just evaluate the integral of the joint BDF over x from minus, and you marginalize x from minus infinity to infinity, and x is non-zero from 0 to 2. So the integral will be from 0 to 2. And just evaluate this integral, straightforward. You will get, this is the marginal BDF of x. And of course, it is 0. You can write it as 0 otherwise. يعني خارج هذه الانترفال the marginal BDF is 0. Okay. تمام. إذا هذا how to evaluate the marginal BDF. Let's look at the second one. Find the conditional BDF. Find the conditional BDF. Just let's take a second. Okay, now we need to find the conditional BDF. Then we already found طيب إذا هون we need to find the conditional BDF. أوجدنا marginal BDFs and we need to find the conditional BDF. It's straightforward from the definition. The joint BDF over the marginal BDF which you condition over it. So this is the one you can do it. Then the joint BDF of y with this, given that x has happened, it is the joint BDF. Remember, it's the intersection. لما كنا نكتب الجوينت BDF sorry الجوينت probability. لو قلت أنا أقول probability لو كان عندي event A and B إذا متذكرين. Okay, لو قلت أنا probability of A given B has happened, what's the probability of A to happen given that B has happened, كنا نكتب هيك اللي هو the probability of the intersection A and B normalized to the probability of the happened event. نفس الشيء هون, you are conditioning over X, so you take the joint BDF over the conditioned random variable, the marginal probability distribution function of conditioned random variable. هذا already we know it. It's known, معطي. وهذا already we have found the marginal هيو. Okay. You just define the joint over the marginal and you will get, this is the joint BDF. Remember يا جماعة هذا you need to verify it is a valid conditional PDF. How? لو واحد سألك هل هو valid conditional PDF, how to verify that? You have to take the integral. You have to take the double integral from minus infinity to infinity, or from 0 to 2 with respect to x, and from 2 to 4 with respect to y. And you need to make sure that fy, given that x double integral equal 1. هذا to verify that is a valid PDF. إذا كلمة PDF, to be a valid PDF, any PDF, conditional, marginal, or joint, always the overall integral should equal to 1. طيب اللي عندنا بعديها find probability of y between 2 and 3. Find the probability of y between 2 and 3. Of course, you just take the or evaluate this integral from 2 to 3 of the marginal BDF, and you get the straightforward integral, and you get the probability to be 5/8. اللي بعديه find the probability on the probability, conditional probability of y to be between 2 and 3. So y to be between طلع الرسمي between 2 and 3, given that you just fix x equal 1. Then given that x is 1, it's fixed at 1, what's the probability to be y between the interval 2 and 3? هذا معنى الconditional probability. هذا كمان مرة, how to understand the conditional probability again. Given that x is 1, then he's fixing x to 1. أيوه, x to 1 is fixed على هذا الخط, يعني على هذا الخط احنا نوجد الاحتمال على هذا الخط. given that y, then given that x is 1, what's the probability of y to be between 2 and 3? This is the meaning of this conditioning. Then what do we do? What we do? Already we have the probability of y given that x. هي أوجدناه. Of y given that x. Then you just, this is the probability of y given that x. Okay. You evaluate the value at x equal 1. So this will be 6 minus 2 في 1 ويساوي 4. أيوه 4. وين بتحط 1. 6 minus 1 5 ناقص y. إذا هذا الجوينت بي دي اف. بس انت هون بتطلع على السي دي اف بانك بتطلع على انترفال من 2 ل 3. then you have to integrate with respect to y between 2 and 3, and you will get 5/8. You will get 5/8. then the probability of y to be between 2 and 3, it is 5/8 given that x is 1. You have here exercises for you. You have here interval of x. You need to know, okay, you have to go back to the basic definition. هون يا جماعة حتى تحل هذا, you have to come back to the basic definition. هون يكون basic definition وينه؟ أيوه. To the basic, you have to come to the basic definition هون. شوف كيف عوضناه. اوكي. و immediately بتقدر انت تعمل هذا الاكسرسايز. اوكي. وطبعا بما انه عندك انت المارجنال بي دي افs for x and y, you easily can find the mean of x, mean of y, variance of x and variance of y. You can do it easily. هذا من الشابتر السابق, how to find the expected values. قلنا مجرد ما انت عندك البي دي افs, you can find all these statistics. Exercise 3, are x and y independent? How to make sure they are independent? لازم اتحقق انه المارجنال بي دي افs هذول وينهم؟ هذا ضرب هذا. اذا هذا ضرب هذا اعطاني الاوريجينال 1, هذا اعطاني اللي هو هذا اي فوق. اذا هذا ضرب هذا اعطاني اللي فوق, اذا بقول عنهم they are independent. اذا ما اعطاني بقول عنهم they are dependent. هذا الشرط شفناه المره السابقه. اذا I leave these exercises for you. هذا example we already have solved it before. Let's look at this example as well. طيب اذا example, let x and y have a joint PDF. X and y have this joint PDF where أنا important يا جماعة إنه تفهم area where this PDF is non-zero. إذا the area where x is non-zero, where the PDF is non-zero, the joint between 0 and 1. إذا هون في هذه الانترفال البي دي اف الجوينت بي دي اف از نون زيرو، وفي هذه الانترفال البي دي اف هذا از نون زيرو، واوتسايد يعني هذه المناطق كلها هذه المناطق كلها بيكون القيمه تاعت البي دي اف زيرو. اذا find k اول شيء find k so that fx is اللي هو is a proper PDF. وهذا غلط، هذه لازم نكتبها fx and y اللي هو هذا يعني to be a valid PDF. okay, what we have to do first we have to make sure انه ال PDF هذا is positive over this interval. فانت اطلع هذه الاكس is positive، فلو عوضتها محل x always you get positive، والy is positive. if you substitute it for y here you always get positive. Positive multiplied by positive is positive, and k it should be positive, so the positivity of the PDF is there. The second condition اللي هو double integral of fxy joint PDF should equal to 1. Straightforward integration. I'm sure you can all do the double integral. حد يا جماعه ما بيقدر يعمل الدبل انتجرال؟ بالله اكتبوا لنا على الشات نتاكد.